Okay, so today we'll study the beggar, the last chapter of this book, Moments, right? So, the beggar, here is a story of a person who changes his lifestyle. Now, how he changes his lifestyle, that is the concern. Okay, now how it happens, this changing process, this transformation or transition, how it came to him, that is the story all about. Okay, so let's begin. Kind sir, have pity. Turn your attention to a poor hungry man. For 3 days I have not anything to eat. I have had nothing to eat. I haven't 5 kopecks for a lodging. I swear it by God, before God. For 8 years I was a village school teacher and then I lost my place through intrigues. I fell a victim to calumny. It's a year now since I have had anything to do. Now, a person, he approaches another person and says that he requests him to have pity on him as he is a poor hungry man who has not eaten for 3 days and he doesn't have any money. Kopecks is a small currency of Russia. Okay, so he doesn't have even 5 kopecks for a lodging. That means to stay somewhere for a shelter, he needs that money. He doesn't have that. So, and he says all this by the name of God, swearing God. He says that for 8 years he had worked in a village school as a school teacher. But then, due to some mischievous acts of some people, he had lost his job. Okay, some allegations were made on him, and as a result, he had lost his job. And since then, and it is a year now, that is, since this incident took place, he has nothing to do. The advocate Sergei looked at the ragged, fawn-colored overcoat of the suppliant, at his dull, drunken eyes, at the red spot on either cheek, and it seemed to him as if he had seen this man somewhere before. So, the advocate Sergei, now who was the Sergei? The person to whom that beggar was making his plea. Okay, so that person was Sergei, and Sergei was by profession an advocate. So he was looking at this fellow. Now, how was he dressed? Ragged, fawn-colored overcoat. He was wearing an overcoat, which was fawn-colored. What is the meaning of fawn-colored? What color it is? Fawn-colored? Any idea? Yes. What color? Display means? No. Good try. Okay, sit down. No. Fawn means, what is the offspring of a deer known as? What's its color? किस कलर का होता है? Yes, can be faded golden brown, right? Okay, so that is the color. So that color is overcoat, but the overcoat is ragged. Rag means not in proper condition. Okay, somewhere it is torn, somewhere it is sewed. Okay, and of the suppliant. Suppliant means that beggar. Okay, so, and he was looking, Sergey was looking at his dull, drunken eyes. So his eyes was dull, drunken. Drunken eyes. That means, what is the color of the eye? Red, right? Okay. At the red spot on the cheek, and his cheek had red spot, but the sides had red spot. Why red spot? Any idea? Due to intense cold. Okay, so all this actually he doesn't have cream like you use. Okay, so because he's a beggar, so his These portions are totally red. And red, why? Of course, that means his complexion is fair. The person, his complexion is fair, that's why it's red. Okay. So that was the person, like, and he was thinking that he had somewhere noticed this fellow. So this person is not the approaching him for the first time. He has seen this person before. Already advocate. They have good memory power. Okay, and good watching skills. That's why. So the I have now had an offer of a position in the province of Kaluga. The mendicant went on. But I haven't the money to get there. Help me kindly. I'm ashamed to ask, but I'm obliged to by circumstances. What he says that the beggar says, mendicant means the beggar. The beggar says that he at present he has a offer for a job in the province of Kaluga, name of a place, Kaluga, but he doesn't have money to go to Kaluga. Okay, that's why he is unable to go. So his situation is such that he is begging not without a purpose. He is begging because the circumstances has led him or forced him to beg. He is helpless in this regard. Okay. Sarjai's eyes fell on the man's overshoes, one of which was high and the other low, and he suddenly remembered something. So while this person was saying all these things, Sarjai was having a deep look at him. And Sarjai, while looking at him, Sarjai noticed that he was wearing shoes, which one was high, another was low. That means the upper portion of our shoes, the upper portion of the shoes. Okay. So one was high, another was low. Seeing that, he remembered something. Now, what does he remember? Let's see. Look here, it seems to me I met you the day before yesterday in Sadovaya Street. He said, but you told me then that you were a student who had been expelled and not a village school teacher. Do you remember? Now, immediately, Sarja remembered. So, as I said that yesterday, day before yesterday, it was 2 days ago, I have met you in Savodia Street, and there you claimed that you were a expelled student. You are not a village school teacher. Now, do you remember? No, no, that can't be so, mumbled the beggar, taking aback. I am a village school teacher, and if you like, I can show you my papers. Now, listening to what Sarjai said, immediately the beggar, he was in a false position. So somehow he got a little shocked and surprised. And in that position, he said he kind of stammered, in a stammered way he started. No, no, that can't be so. No, 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 it is not true. I can show you my papers. I'm not a student. I'm a village school teacher. I can show you my papers. Have done with lying. You called yourself a student and even told me what you had been expelled for. Don't you remember? Sarjay flushed and turned from the ragged creature with an expression of anguish, disgust. So Sarjay now said that, okay, enough with your lying. Enough, you have lied. You told me that you were a student and also you told me the reason for which you were being expelled. Don't you remember? Now saying this, Sarjai got very angry and he just showed so that he was too much disgusted at the person, at the beggar, and he removed his face from his, means he was not willing to even look at that person. Okay, such anguish he had in him. This is dishonesty, my dear sir, he cried angrily. This is swindling. I shall send the police for you, damn you. Now what he says, Sarjai says that this is dishonesty, this is not good thing. You are lying. You are swindling. Swindling means, it means, what is that? Swindling? धोखा देना, 2 नंबरी. Okay. So for this, what you are doing, I will call the police. I will hand you over to the police for cheating. So swindling is cheating. Sir, he said, laying his hand on his heart, the fact is, I was lying. I am neither a student nor a school teacher. All that was a fiction. So what he says now? Now he's seeing that the position is very very problematic. Now, if he carries on saying that he's a school teacher, then next place for his shelter is going to be the jail, isn't it? So what he says that no, no, actually I'm saying the truth now. It's laying his hand on his heart. He says that I'm saying the truth now. I'm not a student. I'm not a village school teacher as well. All these are fiction. That means all these are false stories. There is no reality in this. Then what is real? Formerly, I sang in a Russian choir and was sent away for drunkenness. But what else can I do? I can't get along without lying. No one will give me anything when I tell the truth. What can I do? Nobody claims that earlier he used to sing in a Russian choir, that he was a member of a band of musicians, and there he used to sing orchestra. In an orchestra, he used to sing. But because of his drinking habit, that means intaking of alcohol, he was removed from that choir. And so now, how can he tell the truth that I was removed from because I used to drink? Will anybody help him? Nobody will help him. That's why he created a story of a village school teacher or a student. Wherever he gets, he says so. Okay. Now, the point is, what he says now, whether this is truth or not, we have no idea. Okay. Maybe this is also fiction. This can also be a third fiction, third story. Okay. But whatever it is, he says so in order to save himself from the anguish of Sergei. What can you do? You ask, what can you do? Cried Sergei, coming close to him. Work. That's what you can do. You must work. Now, Sergei is yet angry. So Sergei says, why? What can you do? You ask yourself what you can do. You can work. You must work. Why you are not working? Why you are begging? Work? Yes, I know that myself. But where can I find work? Yes, I know. I have to work. Fine, but where can I work? How will I get work? Where will I find work? How would you like to chop wood for me? Sajjai gives him an offer. So, would you like to chop woods for me? I have an offer for you. You can chop woods for me. Will you do that? Uh, I wouldn't refuse to do that, but in these days, even skilled woodcutters find themselves sitting without bread. So he says, the beggar says that uh, it's not that I don't want to do it. I can do it, but the fact is that nowadays, even those who are skilled, that means those who know how to cut wood, even they are not finding job. But I don't know how to cut wood. How can I find the job? Okay. Will you come and chop wood for me? Now he repeats his question. Will you come and chop wood for me? Yes, sir, I will. In answer to it, the beggar said that yes, sir. Why do you think the person says yes, sir, I will? Why do you think? For need of money, is it so? Fear, shame. Okay, okay, fine. Okay, some says fear, some says shame, some says money. Okay, let's continue. We'll understand why. Very well. We will soon find out. Now Sarjai says, okay, let's see whether you can cut wood or not. Come, we will soon find out that how much capable you are. Sergei hastened along, rubbing his hands. He called his cook out of his kitchen. Now, Sergei hastened along means quickly moved. Okay, rubbing his hand. Rubbing his hand suggests that it was a cold season, right? Okay, and he called out his cook from the kitchen. In the kitchen, his cook was there, so he called out the cook. Here, Olga, he said, take this gentleman into the woodshed and let him chop wood. So he called his cook, and the name of the cook was Olga. So remember the names. So here, Olga, take this gentleman to the woodshed to cut the woods. Now let's see. He was got to chop the woods. The scarecrow of a beggar shrugged his shoulder as if in perplexity and went irresolutely after them. So the scarecrow of a beggar. Why scarecrow? Why the scarecrow is suggested? I hope you have seen scarecrow. Yes. How does it look like? Isn't it? Okay. So the dress is totally unfit because it is only a bamboo like this kept. So on it a dress. So it feels. So this beggar, that means his body. That means his body was also like that, like a scarecrow. That means he was very, very thin, and the dress that he was wearing was not fitting his body. Okay. So the scarecrow of a beggar shrugged his shoulder. What is it? Like this. That's okay. I'm doing. Okay. As if in perplexity. Perplexity means he was still puzzled whether to do or not. He was still puzzled. Okay. But went irresolutely after the cook. But still he went without irresolutely means without shaking or without shaking down. That means now it is a matter of prestige for him. Now everything is said. Now if he says that no, I will not cut wood, now the Sergei will catch hold of him. So even though he doesn't want to do it, he has to go. And it is understood from his bodily movement that he actually doesn't want to do so. But he is bound to do so for the situation in which he has brought himself. It was obvious from his gait means bodily movement, that he had not consented to go and chop woods because he was hungry and wanted work, but simply from pride and shame and because he had been trapped by his own words. Correct? So the answer we get, right? So it was not that he was hungry or he wanted money, for that he went to chop woods. He went because it was a matter of pride. He cannot now say that no. It was a matter of shame also. So he has got trapped in his own words. The third story that he made, in that third story he got trapped. Now if he moves out of this, then Sergei will say that your third story is also a fiction. So you are lying again. So he will be handed over to the police. That's why he agreed to do it. Get it? So not for want of money. Okay? He has not done it for want of money. Rather, he had done it in order to safeguard himself from the trapped position that he is already in. Okay. It was obvious too that his strength had been undermined by vodka, and that he was unhealthy and did not feel the slightest inclination for toil. So, looking at him, it can be understood that he doesn't have any strength in his body. No strength. A scarecrow, that is how he has been described. So, do you think he will have strength to do anything? No, not of course. So, he doesn't have any strength, okay, to do anything. And why this has happened? All this has happened because of the effect of vodka. What is vodka? A kind of alcohol drink. Okay. So because of the effect of vodka, now he doesn't have any strength left in his body. And it seems that he is unwell. He is not healthy. He is unwell. And he doesn't have, added to this, he doesn't have any inclination for toil. That means he doesn't want to work hard. That is also added to this. Means it may happen that you are unwell, but if you don't want to do anything. Nobody can make you. Suppose, let me give this, for instance, let me take you as example. You all are students reading in the same class. Do you all make the same result? Why no? Reason? Some has inclination to work hard, work more. That means study hard. Those who studies hard, they get good marks. And there are some who always try, "Oof, mummy is very bad, always forces me to study. What will happen by studying all these disgusting stories, disgusting subjects?" Right, Ariba? Okay. So, and as a result, what happens? Their result is not good. Get it? So, similarly with this person also. Okay. Sarjai hurried into the dining room. From its windows, one could see the woodshed and everything that went on in the yard. Standing at the window, Sarjai saw the cook and the beggar come out into the yard by the back door and make their way across the dirty snow to the shed. So, Sarjai, after this incident, Sarjai went into his dining room. He sat over there, and from the dining room, uh, where there was a window, through the window, he could see the woodshed and everything that was happening in the yard. Yard means the open space in front. He could notice it, and he found that Sarjai found that the cook and the beggar, they went into that open yard from the back door, and then they went near the woodshed, making way across the dirty snow. Now, how the snow is dirty? How can snow be dirty? That means the place where the snow is maybe some, even due to some effect of the water, or maybe muddy area. Afterwards, it got converted into intense cold, uh, converted into snow. So the snow was dirty. Get it? Okay. Olga glared wrathfully at her companion. So Olga glared. Glared means looked like this, making the eyes bigger. Okay, glared in anger. Sometimes it happens, na? Does mean it happens sometimes when you threaten your friends, or not friend, better to say, others. Those whom you threaten, they are not your friends, right? So when you threaten, how your eyes look like, isn't it? Bigger eyes. So that is, so here Olga's eyes were like that, glared. Okay, wrathfully. Wrathfully means angrily, full of anger. She was having anger in her, and she was angry at whom? At the companion. Who is the companion? That beggar. Now, if such kind of person is your companion, you will also get angry, isn't it? So if I make such a person sit beside you, how angry will you be? Very angry. You would not like to sit, isn't it? So, Olga got very angry and he shoved him aside with her elbow. How? To open the shed. Oh! Then she opened the shed. Olga unlocked the shed and angrily banged the door. So she opened the door and then angrily, in anger, she banged at the door. Thank heaven. That's fine. So what he says, uh, sorry, uh, I went 2 pages, right? Definitely, I was also thinking the story gets changed. Sorry. Okay. Yes. 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 Next, he saw the pseudo teacher sit himself on a log and become lost in thoughts with his red cheeks resting on his fists. So then he found the pseudo teacher. Pseudo teacher, what does mean the pseudo teacher? Pseudo means false. This person, this beggar, he is called here pseudo teacher. Why? Because he is not a teacher. Okay. So what he noticed was Sajjai says that the person sits on a log of wood and then he is thinking something. with his red cheeks resting on his fist. What is fist? This one, fist, like this. Okay, so he rests, sits on a, and then this. Okay, not like this. Okay, so and then the woman flung down an axe at his feet, spat angrily, and judging from the expression of her lips, began to scold him. So what Olga did, she threw the axe near his feet where he was sitting, like this. Take it. And added to that, she also spat angrily. Spat means, what is the meaning of spat? S-P-A-T. Hmm. It can be the past tense of spit also. Okay. So, yes, added to that, of course, he said loudly, and in anger, she spit on the ground also. And then, uh, from her expression, it can be understood, though Sergei was not able to listen from inside, he was not able to listen. But from the movement of the lips, he could assume that Olga was scolding. Okay, Olga was scolding that person. The beggar irresolutely pulled a billet of wood towards him, set it up between his feet, and tapped it feebly with the axe. So what the beggar did, he will not go down. He will not accept that he will not go. So he took a billet of wood. Billet of wood means a small piece of wood, piece of log or wood he had taken. And then what he did, he put it between his feet. So with his 2 feet, he has kept the wood between his 2 feet while sitting, and then tapped it feebly with the axe. Then with the axe in his hand, he just tried to hold the axe on the log like this. Okay, and then the billet wavered and fell down. What happened to the wood? It moved and went away and fell down. The beggar again pulled it to him, blew on his freezing hand, and tapped it with his axe cautiously. Again, the beggar again took the piece of wood, okay, in cold, and then he again caught hold of the axe cautiously this time, as if he was afraid that of hitting his overshoe or of cutting his finger. The stick of wood again fell to the again. So what happened? Again, next time, the stick of wood again fell to the ground. That means he was not able to cut the piece of wood. Now you might feel that it's so easy, you can cut, isn't it? Why can't this fellow cut? The reason is he is not well. His strength has been taken away by the alcohol. Okay, and so means what happens because of this, because of the weakness, he trembles or his hand trembles. When you have a trembling hand, can you do it? Like sometimes it happens, suppose during the exam, when time is finished, the warning bell has already rung. Sir, will take away your paper 5 minutes, and you have many things to write. What do? You are not able to write quickly. You try to write quickly. What happens to the handwriting? Even you are not able to sit that time, isn't it? Try to stand up and write. Why? All these are the this trembling. Your whole body starts shaking in fear. So this person is unwell. So he's shaking. He's not able to do it. Okay. So the rest portion we'll do in the next class. Thank you very much.